What is up, everybody? Josh Master Living here, doing another video for you guys. Today we are doing another time lapse on Planet Coaster. This video we are building our first roller coaster, which is a wooden coaster, a standard traditional wooden coaster, not the other model. We're using the I guess you might as well say the older style looking coaster. This coaster actually went through many various changes and stuff. I've deleted this thing several times. Yeah. I finally ended up getting, I believe, what's good enough for the coaster itself. Yeah, this first round didn't turn out so well, but yeah, like I said, it went through many changes and phases. Yeah. Let's see here. We can see the coaster building up and stuff. I wanted to build it next to the parking lot. You do see that in some parks. Now I've never been to the park, but I've seen it. Blackpool Pleasure Beach, I believe, has a coaster right next to the parking lot, or the road, I should say, which is a neat design. I think it's Nickelodeon Streak. It's one of the coasters, I believe. Not sure which one. I'm trying to think of other parks that done that. I can't think of them off the top of my head. Yeah, but I wanted to build it. This will pretty much be like the main star attraction for the park for its early days from the 80s. Built in the 80s with the traditional roller coaster layouts of running a pretty much full gravity. Doesn't have no brakes or anything to slow it down. It's all gravity based. There's a bunch of manufacturers for this coaster brand though. I believe, off the top of my head, I know for this coaster model itself is Gravity Group, or CCI, and I think it's PT or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, PTC has also made this model. The other model is made by, or you can find that model from, I'm trying to think of the name now. I know the name, I can't think of it off the top of my head. GCI. There you go. There also is a third type, which is the hybrid, which is the newer models, which is built by RMC, which we don't want to go that early to the game already. We may receive an RMC in this park. We'll see what happens in the later time lapses. As you can see, this coaster, like I said, did go through a lot of changes. It was a butt to put together. It took me almost 2 hours to put a coaster together. This is all the time I had this week, was around 2 hours or so to film this, because I'm going to try to do one of these Mondays and Thursdays, or Mondays and Fridays. I can't remember which one I said in my last video. I'm going to try to do it that way. This video will be up on the second of the week, the second week of the video of the week, which would be after the first time lapse this week, which will be Monday, which will be episode 3 or 2. This is episode 3. So, this is before episode 3 has been or episode 2 has been released. So I haven't looked at the comments or anything yet. I do note that you guys will be allowed to name the coaster. You guys leave your names suggestions down below. The coaster is pretty much finished. You will see in a bit. I did finish it, but the station and stuff. I do gotta do some like tree work and stuff around it, and of course we gotta get the name so we can name the coaster. And like I said, this is the first restart of it we did. I believe I cut a piece of this out because, yeah, it didn't work very well. Yeah. So you can see we're trying to get this coaster right. So yeah, I tried different types, different heights. I need to change my height and stuff to feet and stuff because I live in the US, so I don't go by meters or centimeters, all that, yards. We go by feet and things, which is what we usually, like I said, here most of the time in the US we do. I know Canada does I don't know if Canada does meters or I think they feet too. I can't remember. I've never been to Canada, so I hear it's a cold place. As you can see, this layout here did turn out okay. I think this one was also changed. I can't remember. You'll see at the end when we start building the building. I also, at the end of this video, will give you guys a POV of the coaster at regular speed, and of course, as you know, it's gonna be a little bit laggy due to my current PC. But as soon as that gets sorted, I'll redo the POVs. Might make them into a separate video as well. There we go. We did it again. See, where I wanted it, I had a lot of problems at, because this end right there, I know I can go into the scenario editor and edit it, but I didn't want to mess with that at the moment, because that would take too much time to do. So and as you can see, I started working on some of the path work again too. I was gonna try to put the coaster there and see what I could do, but it wouldn't worked out properly. So I am possibly gonna be redoing the path work by the carousel too, make it a little bit neater. I believe this is the final variation of the coaster right here. I believe. So we'll see when we get to that. But it's actually pretty decent. Coaster. I can't get the fear high enough, which honestly wouldn't be the biggest breaker of the coaster itself anyway, because some of these coasters back in the day weren't that intense and stuff. So no, the Beast is, but there was plenty of coasters that were made for the family, pretty much. And if you classify the Beast as a family coaster, I don't know why, because honestly to me it's not a family coaster. Yeah, like I said, I might end up next episode, I believe I'm going to end up doing the tree work and the finishing the queue for the ride. Now the station honestly is not my best work. I actually also might redo some of that. It's not my best work. I probably could have done 10 times better. I was gonna try to do something like that, where make a helix going down like that, and that didn't work either. Or at least I didn't think it looked good on the coaster. I'm trying to make this more of an outback type layout, because that's what you do see with a lot of traditional older wooden coasters. They weren't all straightforward, intense rides. Something like the Beast, but the Beast, I believe the Beast was built in the 70s. I believe, if I remember correctly. I can't remember off the top of my head. I believe it was the 70s. I wouldn't want to do much of that layout because that would take up too much space in the park currently. Because I have a lot more plans for roller coasters. I'm also going to be doing some buildings probably next episode as well. So it might be a bit until you see the next coaster. I don't know what's going to happen with the next coaster. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next coaster yet. Might do a junior coaster maybe. We'll see. That or an aerodynamics coaster. I have not rode any of those aero looping coasters. I never rode them in my life. Um, honestly, there ain't too many left to ride that are good to ride and not very painful like some of them. I believe there's only there in the U.S. There's not that many actually at all. We still got the Aero hyper coasters. We got a couple of them left too. So I know we got one at Cedar Point, which seems to be running pretty fine to me from all the POVs and stuff I watch of 2020 and stuff. Or not 2020, 2019 coaster season and stuff. From what I saw, doesn't look that bad of a ride right now, and it's still got a few more years ahead of itself. So fortunately, parts are hard to get for them kind of coasters these days due to the aerodynamics no longer around. Is a defunct company. It'd be nice to see them come back though with a big swing. We also could do a Schwarzkopf looping coaster, because we do have that. Since I have the Magnificent Rides DLC, we could also look into doing that. Yeah. So that said, though, we're already 11 minutes in of the 23 minutes. So yeah, we're still finishing the coaster. I did a little bit of smoothing, and I believe right here is the final design. Yeah, this was the final design we did. I'm doing a lot of smoothing work. I usually do 2 pieces at a time and smooth them. Go on, go on, and go on. That's how my smoothing method is. There's other ways to do it, but I do it this way just to make sure it smooths properly. Yeah, I smoothed that a bit, and yeah. See, this is my first ride of it. This ain't gonna be the full POV. This time that's me riding it. See how it looks. Yeah. That brake run right there is pretty decent. A lot of the older coasters do brake runs like that. They wouldn't have the drive wheel system yet. Actually, they probably would in the 80s, but yeah. I need to get the vintage pack, but probably won't get that for a while. Yeah, from what I've heard, I think they're done updating Planet Coaster. I'm not 100% sure on that though, so you might not see no updates for the game. I think they're done with the DLC, because I think they're gonna pretty soon start on Planet Zoo, maybe, or not Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster 2. Planet Zoo's already out. As you can see me trying to do the path work, get the queuing. That actually kind of, I might end up moving that right there. We'll see what happens. The entrance to there, but that's actually a pretty decent spot where I put it. It's actually got a interesting design. Because as soon as you enter the park, you'll see that. I need to make, because I also have to make sure I have room to put a priority pass for the ride. So people that want to skip the line, they can. Skip the line pass. See, I'm starting work on the building. Honestly, to me, it didn't turn out too bad, but I was trying to use these wood plank pieces, or these little pillar pieces, which I believe are Western themed stuff. Not 100% sure, 100% sure, but they look pretty decent where they are. So I put those are what you would call the structure foam, the what holds the roofing up, I'm guessing that's what you would call it. I had problems with that staying lined up for some reason. So some of it is kind of lopsided, maybe, or yeah. But overall, it's pretty decent for a coaster station, custom built. Said I might go back in the later videos and redo it. See me working on that, making the scooting those over, make sure they don't collide with each other. Put some down there. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. trying to get it properly lined up. Here's where I'm using the roofing pieces. This is pretty much the base of the roofing. I do need to add lighting. I realized I forgot to put some lighting in it. I will do that possibly in the next live stream, or I'll do it off camera. We'll see what happens with that. See what kind of lights I can find that will fit in the kind of wooden coaster style. Theme. Let's see. As you can see, I'm trying to make that pretty good. I try to make a good station, what would you call it, queue line, or the station operator booth too, which you will also see. Like I said, overall this coaster turned out pretty decently. Honestly, yeah, I would pay money to ride this coaster. Let's see. As you can see, I'm probably next episode, or before next episode, you might see some stuff in my Steam Workshop. If I don't forget, I'll probably leave a link to my Steam Workshop for this. I'm gonna start uploading some buildings and stuff. I know next episode after I finish the coaster and stuff, I don't know. I gotta do some more buildings, then we can release the first part of the park. Main plaza area and stuff. I just have to finish that work up real quick. That'll be possibly next episode, with some path rework and finishing up this coaster as well. I actually like how I did the roofing, because I couldn't get that piece to fit, so I was trying to think how I can do it, make it work. And honestly, it actually turned out pretty decently. I raised that up, put some brick pieces under there. It actually looks pretty decent. I thought it would look pretty bad. It actually looks pretty decent for it. That kind of building. Yeah, and there's the station right there. Now what I'm doing is putting some, so it doesn't look like the path is floating, pretty much is what I'm trying to do here. And I'm going to use the same pillar pieces I used before, do that kind of design and make them fit. And I ended up making like a support system under the inside, you will see in a second, like that. What I'm doing now, I made a support system to fit into that way it needed to be, so it gives it more strength, so when people are waiting in queue to get on top of the ride, that claps on them. Which doesn't look too bad. It actually makes it look pretty decently interesting. I couldn't get no piece to really fit on the bottoms there, so I ended up copying that. I had problems with, so I ended up having to copy it all, and I had to move it to the side. I did it for the other side, the exit area. Honestly, I might be able to get the queue line to run through towards the exit way, that way. We'll see what happens. I have to look again. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad at all, though. It'll be something that you would want to ride in the 80s, a little older wooden coaster that would be decent, but not too intense. Something to take your kids to, pretty much. Now, like I said, I did the other side. I had it stretched out stuff, move them, fix them up. I think I ended up messing up. I had to redo it there, so I had to, see me moving them and making them fit. And that's pretty much it for this time lapse though. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell for notifications for every time I upload a video. And like I said, I'll see you guys in the next one. This has been Josh Master 11. Peace out.